So I think you're very attractive.
Thank you.
And I wanted to ask you if you're single.
I am single.
You are single?
Yes.
Why is that?
Yeah, why?
Because I'm just focusing on work right now.
So you wouldn't have time to put a lady in your life?
Not the way I would want to.
What's that way? What's the way you want to?
I would want to be able to make her a priority. I don't think I can do that right now.
So you're not scared of like missing out on the right girl? Let's say you meet me today and you think I'm the right girl and you're not going to talk to me because you don't have a lot of time like to meet me, so you're not going to talk to me at all?
What?
Great question, Melly. But you got to understand that a man who prioritizes his utility in life should not prioritize a woman for a relationship until he has a sustainable foundation and he's on the trajectory of greatness. Only then should he be prioritizing a woman. And when I say prioritize, I don't mean like number one. I mean like within top 5. She's got to be somewhere in there, preferably from 3 to 5, somewhere in there. But never, ever, ever number 1, because that's when you pedestalize her, and then that's when the viscous centers go tremendously dry. Let's proceed.
Well, if you're the right girl, but I treat you wrong because I don't necessarily have the time to devote to you that I wanted to, then I don't think I would do either of us a good service.
That sounds really good. Usually guys are not like that. They kind of lie and they kind of act like, oh no, I have time for you, and then once they get what they want, they just kind of like disappear.
Yeah, I just wouldn't get involved. I don't think I'll be able to.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
You have kids?
Nope.
You want kids?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, that sounds good.
So what do you do that makes you feel like you're too busy to be in a committed relationship that you want to be?
Why does it matter, man? He already said that he's good. Why ask him these different questions so you can have more information to judge him? Respect the man where he is, all right?
I'm just in transition right now.
Okay.
So I graduated from grad school last year, got a job in the field I went to school for, but it's not necessarily
You're not fulfilled?
that, and it's not necessarily paying me what I would hope for it to. So I made enough connections in that industry to be able to like keep a foot in it while I have a job that can support me like financially.
Shout out to this brother for keeping it tremendously real, but let's address the obvious right here, because most modern women who get rejected like this will find every reason as to what's wrong with the guy through the use of sign language as to why he rejected her. And y'all know exactly what it is what I'm talking about. He must be gay. he must be on a down low and everything like that. Or Miss Unaccountable Young Modern Woman, or he's telling the truth. He's prioritizing his utility in life.
You don't have to ever be perfect, because you're not going to be. But you got to be present.
Most definitely.
You've got to be present.
Most definitely.
Not just there. Because a lot of us brothers, we think just because we here, we're there. When we here, we got to be here. We got to be here.
Yeah.
And that's the focus. Okay, now when we gone, we gone. But when it's time to come home, we got to come home.
Most definitely.
The man never tries to be the man because he is the man. The dude that tries to be the man validates that he's not him, because you can't try to be who you already are.
3 things I learned raising daughters. First time I found out we were having a little girl, I went to 2 people for advice. The first person was my wife, Tina, because she's a girl. Figured she might know some things. She did. Second person was a guy I knew in the military who was, well, putting it mildly, probably the biggest man whore I'd ever met in my life. So I went to him and said, how do I protect my daughter from someone like you? And being a good sport, he smiled and said, well, tell your daughter you love her, because if you don't, someone who doesn't will, and she'll believe him. So armed with this wisdom, I attempted to do 3 things with raising my daughters. 1 was make sure they always knew that daddy loved them, that daddy would tell them the truth, and that no matter what, they could tell daddy the truth. And I find what this helped create was young women that had a high expectation for love, respect, and honesty. And that goes a long way from preventing the wrong sort of guy from getting a foothold. Also, I taught them how to shoot. just in case.
So apparently this lovely young lady attempted to steal her cell phone from a cell phone repair store, but then the owner locked the door before she got out. Let's watch.
Door's locked. Think I'm stupid? Come on. Open it. It's locked. Give me the phone. What you guys have my phone for? Give me the phone. I'm gonna take the screen off and you can get out of here or I can call the cops. What is it?
He said, take the screen off and give it back to me or I'll call the cops. Seems like a very fair ultimatum.
Why am I inside the store? Like, why you lock the doors on me? That ain't my phone.
All right, I'm gonna call the cops if that's the case.
Dude, you gotta take me to jail.
You're gonna give me my screen back or you're gonna go home? Which one is it?
So she calls her mother and she says to her mother, why am I at the cell phone repair store and the guy locked me in here?
Because the guy, his screen is I'm trying to run home. He thinks my screen is.
All you have to do is give me the phone.
What a liar.
Take the screen off and I'll let you go.
He's trying to walk me for a run. He got the police a lot of time. I got to put me in jail.
Oh my God.
He's the one who got to put me in jail.
Wow. This level of omission of information as she's calling her mother, who is probably extremely concerned regarding her and her situation, is the same level of information that gets many men locked up for overreacting in the situations where they're omitting information that holds them accountable. Gentlemen, listen to me. Work as hard as you can on your vocation, on getting your college degree, or just being an entrepreneur to get up out of the goddamn hood. Get up out that shit. You understand me? There's levels to the shit. Before you get your passport, make sure you get yourself a well-paying job to get up out that shit first. Don't go get your passport to go travel and then to come back and then to go straight back in this shit right over here. It's just so crazy to me that she's moving just like a Pookie. Look, we're gonna call her Pookalina at this particular junction. There's no amount of masculine frame on this planet that will tame a Pookalina. She grew up steeped in trauma and dysfunction, and now she is terrorizing the neighborhood and probably needs to be in juvie. The mother actually comes in, so let's just watch that portion of the video.
My phone? They didn't charge me that.
You must have got insurance or something.
No, you don't think I got insurance. What do you mean? She must have got his car. I got his own insurance. So why you think I do insurance? I don't know.
All she has to do is give me the phone back and I can take the screen off and we're done.
You just go there. You just go around the corner and get it fixed. Come on, let's go. Give him the fucking phone. How was the phone? I'm about to get it fixed. Give him the phone and take the screen off. Why are you gonna try to break my phone? Break your phone.
Your phone was already broken.
Oh my God, made it harder.
Wow.
It could have been done in 2 minutes.
Why would you even try to come to a place that charged 100 and some other? I need to not tell me that when I drop my phone off.
He said, yes, I did.
I would have never agreed to pay no 120 fuck. I only got $30 in my cash. That's all I got. I'll send that to you. That's all I got in my cash app right now. It don't matter. You don't. What's up? He didn't even charge that much. I don't even understand. And he want to do some weird stuff to my phone. My phone can't get fixed. I'm not stupid.
Oh my God. Not accountable whatsoever. Now listen to what she said. She says she only has $30 in her Cash App. So she never had enough money to pay for it, even if it wasn't $125. I believe the store owner when he says that this is what it's going to cost. Shit, I had my screen break, this was like a decade or so ago, and it cost about $120. So these are normal costs for these things outside of insurance. She knew her intention from the get-go was to run out the store as soon as she got the phone in her hand.
Go back up here when we leave Jamal's place. How we going? Where is Jamal? I don't have no other. That's who else is cheaper around here? Name a that's it. You want to have me do some crazy? I'm thinking this mother.
Right. Lying.
What's wrong with going to tomorrow? What the fuck? Is what other place around here? Name something. He said, what other place around here?
Bring back fathers. So he gives her back the broken phone. They leave. Police is not called. Now, while the mother came in and I think had an appropriate response of give him the damn phone back, one must question her tone when speaking to the kid or the tone when walking into an establishment like this when she knows her child. And you know that your child is clearly in the wrong. The lack of consistency is apparent. The lack of authority is apparent. The lack of decency is apparent. Your daughter has a problem with authority, and she clearly needs help with boundaries for her rebellious nature, because truth be told, I see it going nowhere but down from here. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Guys, what do you think about today's clip? Leave me some comments down below whether or not you agree or you disagree with the things that I'm saying in this particular video. You know, at the end of the day, I think that it's inherently sad to see videos like this where not only the child demonstrates themselves like this, but then the parent as well. But the parent is a lot more understandable because she came in there with the perception that her child was being abducted or something like that. So, but I would love to see how she particularly chose to discipline the young lady after this, if at all. Structure is gone and fathers matter. Until next time, YouTube. Peace!
You don't wanna see me get vexed. Bars on your phone, tell them man you can't jack. The big girl, the ones who can't stretch. Breaking the neck when we in the car next. You don't wanna see me get vexed. Bars on your phone, tell them man you can't jack. The big girl, the ones who can't stretch. Breaking the neck when we in the car next. Dead bars, need defibrillation ASAP. Get boxed with a straight guy. I'm reminded of mind state they lack. Every time that they incline, we go way back. All they wanna be is just ruthless. Never seen war.